Both Magna and Vidar survive their fight. Wench watched, then turned into an eagle and flew away. Wench takes Magna to another reality where he learns he has to prepare for a battle, gather allies, and create his weapon Mjolnir. Jotuls conduct a war council over Magna's growing powers. Hjor decides to leave Jotunheim and live with Grey. Magni informs Loritz that he is Thor reincarnated. Loritz asks if he is drugged. Magna explains that the Jotuls are giants, which have declared war against the gods and Magna. Loritz disbelieves Magna. Jotul Industries are queried regarding Edda's pollution. Saxa starts learning its businesses. New student with powers. Eamon joins Magni's fight against the Jutuls. The pair use her mental powers at Loritz's party. Loritz feels dumped because his love interest, Jeans, did not show. He confesses to Turid that he feels an outsider with no similarities to Asbjorn or Magni, and due to his sexuality. Turid confesses that she had an affair with Vidar, Loritz's biological father. Magna and Iman convince Harry to help make Mjolnir. On returning home, Magni finds Loritz and Vidar hugging. He cannot accept that Loritz is Vidar's son, the Jutul patriarch who had sworn to kill Magna. Vidar takes Loritz on a motorcycle trip up the mountain and spends time bonding with him. He attempts to get Loritz to spy on Magni, but Loritz immediately sees through the ploy and refuses. Vidar is not upset and continues to spend time with Loritz. When Magni tries to ban Loritz from visiting Vidar, they argue. Loritz accuses Magni of jealousy as Loritz now has his father, Vidar. Harry's mocked-up hammer does not return to his hand as Mjolnir should. It was improperly forged without ancient metal or a magical fire. Vidar invites Loritz to Jotunheim and proffers Old World mead. After drinking, Vidar performs a ritual to make Loritz one of the giants. Loritz stands in front of the bathroom mirror and sees himself as a dark-haired, shadowed figure with a tattoo who blows him a kiss. Loritz realizes he is the embodiment of Loki and now believes what Magni had been saying. Loritz tells Magni that even if Vidar is his father, they are still brothers and informs him that Rand plans to kill Wench as she was helping Magni. Magni rushes to Wench, but is too late to save her from Rand's old world arrow. Before dying, Wenchi leaves her magical necklace to Wotan, which summons Odin's spirit. Loritz manipulates Vidar into getting Jotunheim's key. Magna and Loritz sneak into Jotunheim's living room. They intend to use what they mistakenly think is an eternal flame to forge Mjolnir. Both are caught by Vidar, and Loritz is labeled a traitor as they escape. Rand convinces Vidar to kill Loritz. Magna, Loritz, and Iman meet Wotan. Wotan does not allow Loritz to join. He is a giant, and being traitorous is his nature. Angrily, Loritz steals Wotan's blood, injects himself to become half god and half giant. A protest against Jotul Industries includes local high school students. As Vidar's car is blocked, Loritz begs Vidar to let him rejoin. Vidar agrees. In Jotunheim, Vidar tells Loritz he is invulnerable to all weapons except for Old World ones. He takes an Old World axe, intending to kill Loritz. Loritz, who had begun to care for Vidar, freezes, in denial that his father would really try to kill him. Magna, who had followed Loritz, sees Vidar raising the axe, steps in and a fight ensues between the two, ending with Magna killing Vidar to save his own and Loritz's lives. Magni feels guilty for killing Vidar and losing Loritz. Rand develops emotions, but Saxa remains focused on her goals. Jotul Industries regulations declare only an eldest son takes over. Saxa works to usurp the position. Pajor's feelings for Grey increase. Loritz refuses to acknowledge Vidar's killing attempt. Magna decides he cannot kill again, but Wotan declares that is impossible. Magna gives up the war. Loritz has an intestinal tapeworm. Grey tells Pajor she will leave Edda. Pajor promises not to attend Vidar's funeral and join them. Iman fails to convince Magni to rejoin and recruits Harry. Loritz has emergency surgery for his tapeworm that is Jormungandr. He takes it home. Loritz alters his appearance to match Vidar's. Saxa tries to change Pajor's mind and grants Saxa total control over the Jotul Industries. She calls him a coward before leaving. On the day of the funeral, Magni, overwhelmed by his brother's new appearance, runs up to the mountains, wishing for normalcy. Arriving late to Vidar's funeral, Magni prays for removal of his powers, and they are lost. Pajor changes his mind about leaving Edda. He attends the funeral and decides to avenge Vidar. Grey leaves Edda while Pajor claims Vidar's Old World axe. Pajor takes over Jotul Industries, excluding Saxa. Neither Ayman nor Harry acknowledge Magni anymore. Loritz returns to Jotunheim, where Rand demands his key. Rand confirms that Vidar had agreed to kill him. Turid finds Loritz keeping Jormungandr, which she thinks is disgusting but allows him to continue. Magni tells Loritz he gave up his powers and they hug. Pejor fires Turid as Loritz's mother. Magna confronts Fejor but is knocked down easily. Magna asks Wotan to rejoin without killing anyone. After Fejor is back, Rand takes his side. Saxa decides to vote Pejor out with Loritz's help as a Jutul Industries member. Saxa offers the Jotunheim key and money. Rand drives Loritz home and warns him to stay out of her family. Loritz mocks. Even as a bastard, he is a relation of Vidar's, while the rest are not really family. Rand attacks Loritz. Magni tries to help, but he is ineffectual. Magna decides to do whatever it takes to win the war and returns to Wotan to resume his powers. Wotan tells him that his greatest weapon is Mjolnir, his only chance against the giants. Magna decides to lie to Loritz and get the Jotunheim key. Magni wants to impress Signy by hanging a banner at Jodl's warehouse. He asks Loritz for Jotunheim's key. Wotan distracts guards, but they inform Fejor. Inside the old warehouse, Ayman keeps lookout. The rest locate an ancient forge. Ayman and Harry fight Fejor, in which Harry loses part of his arm. Halvor crafts Mjolnir and Magna escapes. Ayman and Halvor are fired. Magni tries throwing Mjolnir, but his powers do not return. Jor announces their production relocating to Asia, where governments are accommodating. Norwegian government realizes there would be massive job losses and intervenes to allow production. As storms appear, Magni concludes that lightning created Thor. Loritz learns Magna lied. Magna wakens Mjolnir by holding it aloft until hit by lightning, his powers return. At Jotunheim, Pejor and Rand find Saxa, gave the key to Loritz and punish her. They leave to kill Loritz. Magni goes to Jotunheim to face Pejor, but finds an injured Saxa. They made love. Pejor is about to kill Loritz when he claims he can kill Magni. As Pejor and Rand are about to leave, Magni appears in front and attacks them with Mjolnir, but they escape. Loritz releases Jormungandr into the water while Rand and Pejor watch from the shore.